What is going on, everybody? How are you doing out there, guys?
What's up, guys?
Pretty cool show tonight. And my guest tonight on my show is none other than Brian Goes Blue. If anybody is in the movie community, probably knows Brian. To be honest, I've known Brian for a little while throughout the movie community and stuff like that. I definitely know he probably hasn't been on this channel before, but have we been on a stream together before, Brian? I think we have, right?
Yeah, we have. We've definitely been on one of Ken's, I think one of his roundtables together.
Oh, you know what? We were, I think, on one of Ken's roundtables together. And I think also, too, remember we did that soundtrack thing on Huck's channel, right?
Yeah.
That was a good show, man. I like that one. But Brian is here with me tonight because we are talking about Olive Films. And if you guys don't know who they are, it was a boutique label that basically just put out a statement this week saying that they were closing their doors. They're done. And we've kind of heard a lot of these little boutiques kind of doing this lately, either overseas and stuff. Like a lot of these companies are kind of shutting doors. And I wanted to get on here, I think Tuesday, and talk about it. And when I mentioned it in a group chat, Brian said, I was going to do a video too. And I said, well, you know what, let's just do it together because I know you've been collecting a long time and you've got a lot of stuff. So if you can bring a lot to the table for this stream, I feel like it's going to just be really cool for everybody checking it out because at the same time, not only are we going to talk about what we think about what's going on with Olive Films and where their titles are going and all this, that, and that, but we also have stuff that we could recommend to you guys to either maybe pick up now or if we think they're going to get, revisited and whatnot from other companies, which we already see kind of happening, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
What did they announce today? Somebody announced, Boogans, right?
Boogans, yeah, or Kino.
So it is definitely something interesting because when I look at the Olive library, I do feel that Kino is the closest thing as far as some of these titles. But at the same time, if like these titles are up for grabs, I feel like, companies like Screen Factory could really use some of these bigger titles unless they just basically sold everything straight up to Kino. I don't know. Do you have any info on that or how it works?
No, not how it works or nothing, but I just kind of feel that like Kino and like MVD and those kind of companies like that, like probably not like Arrow Video so much or, Vinegar Syndrome too much because they're not really those kind of titles. But definitely Kino kind of titles and possibly MVD. That's what my thoughts are on that.
I think you're pretty much on point with that because I can see MVD grabbing a couple of these if they're just kind of all up for grabs. And who knows? Yeah. Nobody knows anymore who's got what because it just things keep flip-flopping all the time because obviously these licenses only last for so long. And, I was actually kind of shocked, but at the same time, I kind of was almost not sad, but when they announced Kino was going to do a 4K of Monster Squad, I was excited because the last I knew is they had Olive had it. I mean, that's what I knew, I think, last because as soon as they announced Monster Squad on 4K, I sold that Olive. Yeah. And that was even before we knew what was going on with Olive Films. So now I had all these things that I had like on in a stack of to sell. And I'm like, well, maybe I should keep it just, out of nostalgia for these releases that are just this company's that's done.
Right.
Now, have you kind of have you kept all of your Olive stuff, or have you been selling anything off or trading it after they've gotten upgrades or whatnot from other companies?
After they've gotten upgrades, like I sold Stone Cold recently, and that one got a Kino upgrade because it has a new 2K scan on it, and an extra interview with Lance Henriksen. I wanted that, and the cool flip. But yeah, I'm looking to sell my Monster Squad, of course, too. Just I don't need duplicates of titles that are like that I'm not going to watch again.
I agree with you. Not with the amount of stuff we've got, because I look back there and you're probably kind of like any space I can save right now might be for the better because it is so hard, man. And I'm sure to keep up with like all these announcements and releases. It's hard for me to even know what's coming out half the time. You work a full day, you come home, you feel like you missed either a drop or an announcement or something like, and it's just getting really crazy. Like I usually try to stay on top of some of that stuff. But for instance, one title that I recently really, really wanted, and when I looked it up, it was already sold out. And I was like, man, I missed whenever this dropped. And that was that Steelbook big set for that movie Duel.
Yeah.
Now, I think it was an overseas release, but obviously with 4K, it kind of works anywhere. I don't remember who put it out, but I love that movie. And to get that in that huge box with the steel inside, like I just really wanted it. And when I looked it up, it was like, it was all gone. And it must have just slipped through my fingers of when that thing was dropping. But that's what's going on with a lot of this stuff now. It comes and goes quick.
Yeah, because the quantities are so limited now.
Now, did you happen to get that, or do you know when that dropped? Because I still don't know when.
I don't know when that one dropped. I didn't grab that myself. I'm just gonna grab the regular 4K.
That's what I'm gonna have to do. Is I think someone's doing just a regular steel, but I like the idea with that big thick box, kind of like Arrow does with the steelbook inside. Like I like that idea. But before we kind of get into our collection, our recommendations, I just want to go through the chat really quick just to see who is here in the chat right now. Adrian James always in here saying what's up, what's going on, Adrian.
Hey,
Johnny, what is going on? The Ring. Watching, dude, I seriously think every time I stream, AEW is on. Like every single time. I don't care what day of the week it is. Somebody's always saying, oh, I'm watching you in AEW. It's wild. Tony is in the house. What is going on, man? Magic Hands. What's up? Robzilla in the house. What is up, Rob? Witch Hunter. What's going on? Sean. Savage Streets music. Oh, on the intro. I don't know. It might have been some kind of like mock Savage, not Savage Streets of Rage. Sorry, but yeah, it might have been some kind of mock Streets of Rage. I think. Let me see what we got. Sorry, I just had a pop up happen. So Sean Digital. Yeah, man, it's kind of sad because when you see some of the titles that they did, they had a good library, and I knew something was up with them, and I think I may have talked about it with you or maybe in a chat or something like that because. For a company that had all this stuff that we're going to talk about just kind of like go dormant, like I feel like they weren't releasing anything. They just kind of was like, you didn't see them a lot anymore where they were always like right up there with Kino and all them, like releasing things here and there.
In the last few years, they haven't released much at all.
Right. So to me, I kind of felt like I could see the writing on the wall for them, sadly. But I just don't know how all this kind of stuff works. Christian, what is up? Yeah, Tony knows they did release a lot of titles, and we'll kind of get into that. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Christian is happy about Boogans. Same. We can kind of talk about that too. Cisco Hara, what is going on? Yeah, Sean, they're definitely going to see a lot of these come back out. Of course, Tony does. He always keeps the previous releases because you never know what they will do. That's true too. And there's a couple in here that I haven't gotten rid of yet, and at this point now I almost think I'll just keep them just for sake of it being a title of a company that's gone.
Yeah,
awesome, Brent. So this is the right show. I thought I had quite a bit. Again, I sold some as well, but Brian's got a lot, so we're going to get into some of our favorites now and kind of tell you what we got. Sorry, there's just a lot of people coming through. Sorry. Is Olive Films really done? Yes. Sadly, I don't know like if it was like immediate or what, but I would just say any titles that you see available, I would probably grab because they're not going to produce anymore. And we're going to kind of talk about that today. I don't think everything's going to get redone, at least anytime soon, but there's probably a couple handful of ones that are. And I definitely want to start recommending ones that like, hey, listen, like this may be the only time you see this for a long time. So
yeah.
All right, we're gonna get to it, but Gus jumped in with the super chat. Thank you, Gus. And he says, hit you with the Haim. All right, fine. We'll hit with the Haim. Let's do it. Gus, man, thank you, bro. Oh yeah. All right. So what I want to talk about first is when you first heard about Olive, I don't know exactly when they started. I can tell you exactly when I heard about them. There was like 3 titles, I think, that may have came out that I was like, oh, this is really interesting. I'm gonna keep my eye on this. And I grabbed them. And some of these early ones, if you got there right off the bat, you got slip covers and they did not last long. And if you have an Olive with a slip, like from that first line, it's always been pretty pricey. I've got 2 right here. And the third one that was one of my first Olive titles that I grabbed, I had sold off. And that was the Invasion of the Body Snatchers was like one of the first ones I grabbed. It had like a red slip cover. I sold that when Kino did the 4K. So I do not have that anymore in my collection. Now, we talked like for a split second before we went live tonight, and I asked you, they were out and they were really a name before Vinegar Syndrome, right? And in my yes, and you even said they were.
Yeah, they started out in 2010.
So man, think about that. Like they were there. They were a boutique before a lot of these boutiques that are around now, like even Scream Factory, right?
Yeah. before, yeah, it was 2010. I think Scream Factory was 2012 or 13. Probably 12.
Right, 2013. Right.
13, yeah.
Oh wait, do I have that? Somebody's saying Night of the Scarecrow. I know I own that, but was Olive the one who released that?
I think VCI did that one.
Okay, I was gonna say I know I have Night of the Scarecrow, but I didn't see it in the stack, and I'm like, did I miss something? But do you remember what the first Olive title you bought was? And did you kind of see them around that early time? Like, I don't know exactly what date, but whenever like Snatchers came out, that was one. And then there's two other ones that I knew I grabbed early. Actually, I can probably tell you right now on the date on mine.
I didn't start collecting Blu-ray until 2012, so I was a little late to the game for Olive. But I do remember probably the first one that got me into the Olive films was getting Dirty Work on Blu-ray.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I have that right here. I don't know when that came out, but let's check. So I don't know if I can see when this came out here.
2015. So
2015. So I mean, guys,
with that.
I assume this is probably going to come back out somewhere, but this is a real good movie, and it's there's a lot of stuff in here now that just wouldn't be accepted in 2013. So I don't know if that would hinder this getting re-released, but the fact especially with Norm Macdonald passing, this is a pretty valuable Blu-ray right now, I believe.
Got a big resurgence whenever he passed away too.
It did for sure. Now what happened was I ended up selling one, and then I had to go back and get this because I regretted it afterwards. So I was like, oh no. So I had to go back. And so I basically was just like, it was a big wash at the end. But I always loved Dirty Work, man. I think that was one of those comedies around that time that was just, it almost kind of gets overlooked in a way. And I think that movie is fantastic and is funny as hell.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a short run time, so it just gets right to the point. Great movie.
Yeah, man. Who else? That whole scene with Don Rickles at the movie theater, still freaking gets me to this day. I just think that's such a great movie. And if anybody has not seen Dirty Work, if you're not going to go out and buy this Arrow title or find it, because I think this is going to probably be pretty expensive unless they re-released it, because it was out of print at one point.
Yeah.
I would say look it up and watch it somewhere if you guys haven't checked it out. The first one, again, besides Body Snatchers that I grabbed, these two titles both say 2012. I don't know when Body Snatchers came out, but I just remember these three are the first that I remember in my library. And they both have slips. And this one is obviously Boogans. So we got Boogans, which, again, was just announced from Kino coming with a 4K. Again, great movie. And
I don't have the slip of mine, though.
But that's the thing. These were very, very hard to get. I think it was only the first run of this that had these slipcovers, because I can remember never seeing them at stores ever again. And when I went on eBay, you try to find the slipcovers, and these things are going for big money. And again, this was before slipcovers were really a big deal, in the game as far as getting a slip and becoming valuable. But very cool movie. And I say to people that if they don't have this, definitely snag the Kino one coming out at retail. And then the second one that I have here, another 2012 with a slip, and that is Thinner. You have Thinner too, Brian?
Yeah, I have Thinner, but not with the slip too. I don't have any slips for Olive.
And they didn't really do them, right? This might have been it. They've done many.
Yeah, I mostly picked them up whenever they had deep discount, buy one, get one free sales and stuff like that. So that's when I picked up most of these.
I just see this really quick. Slipcovers have always been a big deal. Nah, I mean, you know what? I never cared about them, but I thought they were cooler before. I think now I think it depends, right? Vinegar Syndrome, they're cool. This is cool. You know why? Because I've talked about this before. A slipcover to me should look something like this. Even though the quality isn't as nice as a Vinegar Syndrome one with embossing and all that stuff, thick cardboard. But I like when slipcovers don't have anything but an art picture on it, right? I don't want to see this at it. I don't like that. When you see the strips and stuff, save that for this, right? Save that for this. Have this almost like a book cover where you don't see that stuff. And that is my biggest gripe with most slipcovers, is that it just, to me, it just looks like a piece of paper just showing you what it's not, it doesn't feel important to me. Depending on some boutique ones I do, some I don't. But Scream Factory, the only reason I keep those slips on, or the only reason I care if they have slips, is because I've always had my collector's editions in slip, so I'm not going to just find one without and just be like, oh, I'll just add it in. Like, they have to have it. Do I like their slip covers? No. Again, because they've got the strips all over the tops. Even the 4Ks have that silver thing across. I don't like it. I was just talking to Ken today. Man, that whatever that WB100 thing that they're putting on those things are like, to me personally, like, I think that's the grossest looking thing. I can't believe that I don't know, to get an Evil Dead Rise with that thing on it. I'm like, man, I would just shred that up and throw it away. I don't want it. But I opted for the steel book on that one anyway. So, you know, a lot of those steel books I'm grabbing, like Vacation and all that stuff. I just think that's just, I don't know, it's too much. You got like 4K strip, and then you got like digital code strip, and now you get this whole other thing on the top. It kills like half the artwork on the thing.
I hate whenever it says the digital code must be redeemed by, and it has the date on the slipcover.
Yeah, right.
Like, what the hell?
It's too much. It just doesn't like, it just doesn't feel important at that. And Adam Gill, what's up, brother? He used to throw them away. It's like, yeah, like remember when you used to get Nintendo games, you just throw the box away? What idiots we were back then. But I don't throw mine away, but I will tell you this. If it's not a boutique label, it's going in I put it in a box. I put them in like a tote, and I just keep them in like a box. And a lot of people think I'm nuts. Mel, it drives her crazy when I do that. But I would rather have all my stuff uniform on a shelf than like some with slips, some not. That's just me. But if you look at like my Vinegar Syndrome and Scream Factory, everything's, you know, slip covered up and whatnot. But I'm talking more about like mainstream stuff. I don't really need it on there unless it's something special, like a lenticular or something like that. I'll have its own little section and stuff. But again, everybody kind of has their own rules. But for me to try to track down everything, it's not worth it.
And was that Body Snatchers the remake Body Snatchers?
No, it was the original. It was all I remember was it was a red. It was like a red cover.
I gotcha.
And then I sold it off when Kino got it. So you don't have that one, I take it.
No.
Okay, because that was definitely an early one. The next one, I'll just start pulling, and then we'll talk about each one. And if you have it, you can show it. And then at the end, again, you've got more than me, so then we can kind of go through all yours.
Okay.
I agree, Ryan. And as stupid as this sounds, it was at first it was a little bit like, well, you know what, maybe I can after every 50 I can get one more disc in here or something like that. Like I thought that to myself, right? All right. So again, Olive Films, they didn't really do the slipcover game. Those were kind of like rare that happened. But the next one I'm gonna talk about, and to be honest, I don't remember much about this one. Special Effects.
No, don't have that one.
I'm going to tell you when this is from. 1984. I don't remember a lot about this. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it. It's been a long time. I've had this a while, but it says Larry Cohen production. But I can't recommend this or not. I don't remember it. I know I've watched it, but a lot of these titles kind of all go together. But this to me feels kind of Kino. It's kind of almost got like a noir element to it. It feels like, so I could see maybe it kind of fits in their library, but I don't know. I don't know how popular this is to get us another release anytime soon. This was a good one though. Extremities with Farrah Fawcett.
I've heard that one's great.
Yeah, so this was a cool one too. Again, I MGM also had to do with this as well. It says on the back. But I don't know enough about how popular this movie was to know if it's something that, you know, Kino or anybody else is going to snag right away and throw out there. But it's definitely a cool one for anybody who hasn't seen this. Check out a trailer for it. And anybody in the chat that knows some of the ones we're talking about, like, let me know what you guys think of it.
Yeah.
This is a real cool one. And it's called Boost with James Woods.
Yeah, the Boost.
Now, that was the one where he was like the lawyer, right? Or like, is that what he was? He was, let me see, James Woods. I remember he was like, he got all this money, and then he was like kind of like a big shot. And then him and his wife were having like a lot of problems, like marital problems because of it.
Well, he was doing a lot of cocaine in this movie too.
Right. I'm trying to think what he was. Was he a lawyer? I don't know, but I'm going to tell you, I saw this first on Tubi, and I like late at night one night, and I loved it so much I went online to figure out if it had a physical media edition, and it did.
Real estate agent.
Oh, that's what he was. Okay. And I assume this was probably an 80s movie. It feels like
Oh,
it.
88. Yep.
Oh, yeah, 88. So I would highly recommend this. You too?
Oh yeah, it's great.
And I do think this kind of feels Kino.
It feels, yeah, but you don't know. We don't know when.
No, that's the thing. I'm sure they're probably looking at some of these and being like, let's get some of these big ones out, like things like Monster Squad. Boogans was a little bit of a shock to me that they would grab that so early, but it's maybe because it's been out of print maybe for so long. Like I think Thinner would have been something someone would try to grab quick. Scream Factory, I feel like kind of dropped the ball on Monster Squad if they had access to it or not, because that to me is like another big title that could have kind of got them going. Because to me, it's like, man, they're just really, in my opinion, falling big time.
Mm-hmm.
And with the news recently about IFC now partnering with Vinegar Syndrome, which IFC was partnering with Scream Factory before. So do you remember all those Scream Factory IFC titles coming out? Now, does that mean they jumped to Vinegar Syndrome to start putting out their stuff? And if that's the case, why? It's interesting that maybe they lost that license to them. And I don't know. I just thought Monster Squad would have been something maybe they would have tried to get their hands on it. Maybe they did, or they just didn't have access to it.
Maybe Vinegar Syndrome sales are higher than Scream Factory's at the moment.
Exactly. Well, Heart Collector says this, and I don't know if he has sources or what, but Kino Lorber's head of accusations is the person who acquired all the films from Olive. He also is the person responsible for the launch of the Olives from late. He also is the person. That's why Kino is getting them now. So again, maybe there's a lot of truth to that. I don't know. So I can't say, but that would make sense. I mean, it really would, because to be honest, right now, do you know of anybody that's re-released any of these already so far besides Kino? I don't think so.
I do. I know this one. Smooth Talk got released by Criterion.
Oh yeah. That's the one with Laura Dern, right?
Laura Dern and
yeah. Okay.
William. Yeah.
Okay, I did grab that actually. I think on the last Criterion sale. Yeah.
Pretty good movie. I haven't upgraded to the Criterion, but I'm trying to think of any others that did.
So he said this info came directly from Kino. Did they put out a statement or a press? Again, I miss a lot. I
haven't seen that info, so
I had a busy week at work, so I missed like a lot of news. So it could have.
And,
all right, now
this one's been re-released by multiple people.
That's another one, yeah. Yep.
But that's the only.
Now that's another one I feel that someone is going to get really quick.
Yeah.
Because what else did it have? I have a Lionsgate one, I believe.
Yeah, they had the Lionsgate one, and then there's a Eureka one that had a nice, hard, rigid box.
I can see
that's overseas, though.
Cujo coming quick. 4K a Cujo, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now this next one is one of my favorites. I always talk about it. As far as I know, this was the first time it had any upgrade, I think, since maybe VHS and Laserdisc. Think you could tell me I'm wrong, and that's Firstborn.
Man,
and I talk about this all the time, man. I absolutely love this movie so much, and I would love for a re-release on it. I would love a 4K. Do I think someone's going to put the effort in to make a 4K Firstborn? No, I think that we might even be lucky if this does get re-released.
I think so.
This might hang around on Olive Blu-ray for a while, I think, because it took so long to get this out. I don't think this had a DVD, and if it did, it may have been released with this, like, together.
And nobody talks about this but you. I've never heard anybody talk about you.
It's true. Now, did you get that from hearing me talk about it, or did you always know?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah.
That is so funny. Because, man, being such a big Corey Haim fan, this thing was on my radar for a long time, because at one point I was like, I'm going to get all the Corey Haim movies. And I always saw Firstborn like in his library, and I remember not being able to find it. And just the cover alone and the name of the movie, I just didn't think it was going to be what it was. Like, I thought this was going to be some kind of like, maybe like a religious family movie or something. I wasn't sure what this thing was, like a Lifetime made for TV, like religious movie. That's like what I thought in my head this was going to be. So I wasn't really going crazy to get it. I kind of was just hanging around. And once I found out it was getting released on Blu-ray, I was like, well, now's my chance to check it out. And when I did, and I was like, oh my God, like this movie is so freaking good. And the cast in this movie is all-star. Like this cover art does nothing for this movie at all.
Terrible for the movie.
It's very bad. Now, this movie had an alternate title in Europe called Moving In. Okay. And the cover is like the family sitting on the couch and Peter Weller's character like looking over the top of the couch, like coming in the door. And I'm like, dude, that should have been the art. And that should have been probably the name of the movie too. I think it really would have helped this movie out. But guys, if you have not seen this, I highly recommend it. Now, Brian, let me ask you this. Did you like it after you got it?
Oh, yeah. I related a lot to it too, because I'm a child of divorce myself. So
now was there any elements of this of like what you may have, not obviously to the extreme, but like the idea of seeing like guys coming to the house and hanging out there? Like, is that something that you had witnessed as a kid?
A little bit, not as extreme as this, but yeah, once or twice.
Mm-hmm. And obviously being weird, right? Like for you, you know.
Oh yeah.
I Horror Collector asked if this is out of print. I don't know, and if it isn't, I would suggest getting it because it's going to be probably it is now. It's probably whatever's left is left.
I would say they're all out of print.
And I'm going to go out on record and say, to me, this is Peter Weller's best performance, in my opinion. When I met him and I talked to him about that, you should have seen this dude's eyes light up. Now, Peter Weller is somebody who is known for like, you got to catch him on a good day kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like he can either come off really nice or kind of like a dick. Yeah. And I met him twice. And the first time I did, I said to him, hey man, like, just so you know, like, I absolutely love Firstborn. And I think your character was just incredible. And he was just sitting down, like, right. And then all of a sudden he looked up and said, oh my God, really? Oh, thank you so much. And like shook my hand. It's probably because nobody ever talks to him about this movie. They probably like, hey, sign my RoboCop thing, which I actually was having him do at the time that I said it. But yeah, guys, I cannot recommend this enough. And I don't think this is I don't think this is coming anytime soon. Mm-mm. So if you can snag this, I highly recommend snagging this like ASAP. So go on your deep discounts, go on Amazon, find Firstborn and give it a watch. I think that you guys are going to really like it. It's like a thriller. It's like he said, it's about a mother who's divorced recently. She has 2 kids and she's starting to date around and she meets Peter Weller's character who she really likes. And, you know, he's not what he kind of cracks up to be. And I just think it's just a real good story. All-star cast. I mean, you've got, you got Terry Garr in this. Like, you've got, who else is in it? Iron Man, Robert Downey. You got Sarah Jessica Parker. Like, you got Chris Collette, Corey Haim. Like, it's a stacked cast in this. That this doesn't give you any of that information.
No, it doesn't say anything.
So, Robzilla says Tony had slipcovers on his yearbooks. Possibly. But yeah, I highly recommend that one. That's probably one of my favorites that they've done. And somebody in the chat, let me know. I really don't think this had a DVD. I don't think it did, but it could have. And if it does, it may have been released at the same time this did from Olive. If
I've
it
never
does,
seen it on DVD.
I never did in my, as I was collecting DVDs, because I was really hardcore into the DVD game. So it just never kind of crossed my path, especially when I was trying to find all the Haim stuff. So
it's Fox and MGM, so it could be owned by Disney. Who knows?
Could be. You're right. Let me see. Oh, that's cool, Mayor. I see. Like, that's the thing too. I wouldn't even have known offhand if this had a theatrical release. I didn't know. Johnny, what's Johnny watching? Yeah, I thought so, because I do kind of remember that happening, because this had to have been a pretty early release for them. Yeah, 2012. So this was a real early release. That's why like DVD was still really heavy at that point. Yeah. So they were doing like kind of multi-releases. So yeah, definitely want to check out. Even if you can only get on DVD at this point, I would say still do it. Now this next one's cool. I actually didn't know about this one until like way later. And it was something definitely right up my alley. And it is Teachers with Nick Nolte. Do you have this one, Brian?
Yeah, I do. It's got an all-star cast in this too.
Oh yeah. Like, and I didn't know about this until I think I might have saw something online or on, an Instagram or YouTube or something where someone posted a clip, and I was like, and I saw underneath it said teachers or whatever, and I was like, what? I've never seen this. And definitely right up my alley. It's came out in '84, all-star cast, and it's kind of what you expect. It's like bad teachers though, right? Like that's the difference. It's usually bad kids in high school, and they're picking on the teachers. Well, now I think it's the roles are reversed, right?
Yeah.
So if you kind of like that, like, you know, school type thriller movies, like your Substitute or Class of '84 or anything like that, this is kind of right in the same vein of that. But like I said, the roles are kind of reversed in it.
Yeah, it is. It's got Joe Beth Williams in here, Crispin Glover, Ralph Macchio.
Oh, that's right. Macchio is in this.
Laura Dern.
Sick.
There's a few others here I'm missing, but yeah, it's pretty good.
See, like I bought this and only watched it this one time, so I've only seen it once. And I think I got this probably a few years ago. And someone wrote Joe Beth Williams is naked in Teachers. I don't remember if that's true or not. But Christian asks, I mean, I'm sure it's true. I just don't remember the scene or anything like that. Do you think Kino's gonna see? I just heard that someone just said that Kino's acquired their library, or at least most of it. I don't know how accurate. I mean, it could be true, but you would think some people would try to get some of the bigger titles like the Cujos and the Monster Squads and stuff. But obviously we already saw, you know, Monster Squad and, you know, Body Snatchers and stuff have already been released by Kino, and a couple other ones we're going to talk about today that Kino's already released. Adam Gill says you can still get the Blu-ray at Best Buy. I'm assuming he means Firstborn. So if that's the case, I would jump on that for sure.
Yeah. Get it while you can.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yep.
That is so funny. I agree. Oh, they are. Did they do Cujo, or they are doing Cujo? I must have missed that. I
didn't hear a Cujo announcement, but Needful Things are doing, yeah, for sure.
Needful Things. I think you're right. I think at this point, why don't you just stick to the Stephen King with Kino, like, and just have him run with that? I mean, that would look great on the shelf for sure.
But Kino did Needful Things on regular Blu-ray before they did the 4K, so that's always been fun.
This is David. This is a great question from him, and I apologize, guys, if I'm skipping around, but I want to make sure we get through all this because I know he's got a lot of stuff. I haven't seen Firstborn in a long time. I remember liking this. Peter Weller had another good movie in that time period called Unknown Origin. Okay, so funny story about that. I love Unknown Origin. I don't know if you are a fan of it.
Yeah.
I think that's another Peter Weller great performance, and it's so similar to his performance in Firstborn that my buddy Phil and I, who are both really big Firstborn fans, always say to ourselves, Unknown Origin could be like a secret sequel to Firstborn. Like if his character like moved away to like start over, and then like, cause he acts so similar, like even at the beginning to like his wife or something, he's like, oh, you want this? I'll buy the restaurant. Like, it's like the same mannerisms, the same kind of thing. Like he's like this big shot or whatever. And then he's like, you know, and then all of a sudden rats are like in his house or whatever. Like we always say like, this could be like a weird alternate universe spinoff that he's like the same character, just in like a new city or whatever. So it's just kind of funny because I lump those two together all the time based on his performance. I wish that I could remember. Oh, that dude, same. I remember those days. Speaking of S'mores Indoors, what's up, dude? I'll be on S'mores Indoors channel tonight at 11 o'clock. So I got to do a double header tonight. So check out S'mores Indoors. You can find me over there at 11. Wow, it's already 10 o'clock. We better hustle. Okay. This next one, I didn't get rid of this, and I haven't upgraded this yet. I don't think. I could have. Man, I get so much stuff I forget, but I know you did. And it's Secret Admirer.
Yeah, mine's gone. I already sold mine.
I love this movie, man. Another all-star cast. Guys, don't worry about this one. Kino already put it out. Unfortunately, they only did a Blu-ray. You said it was better looking, though?
Yeah, it's a new 2K scan, so it does look a little bit better.
I will definitely be upgrading. Will I be selling this off? It was in my pile of things to sell off. I may not now. But, again, you can easily get this now. Kino just put it out recently.
That's a classic movie.
Highly recommend. Another Corey Haim joint in that as well. So, all-star cast, great 80s movie. I don't know what else. Kelly Preston. Yeah.
Fred Ward.
Yeah, I highly, highly recommend that. For sure.
Casey Simasco is hilarious in that movie.
So good, man. So Kino did it. Grab it. Unfortunately, it wasn't a 4K, but again, upgraded scan. It's fine by me.
It's also got that one dude in it from Don't Tell My Babysitter's Dead and the Stoned Age, the red-haired, long-haired guy.
Who is he in this?
He's just one of the buddies, Casey Simasco's buddies. In
oh,
I forget his name in real life, but
what's up, Side Hustle? Sandpiper's Pictures is the label that was started by former. Now, is that a new label?
Yeah, they haven't been putting out too much stuff. Just a couple of like older titles here and there.
I haven't seen anything from them.
Yeah.
All right, the next one. This movie I did not own before this release. This is another early release, probably 2012, I think, as well. It's a cool movie though. Fire with Fire.
No, I want that one. I don't have that one yet.
Now, again, I think this was another one that came straight from VHS. I don't think this had a DVD. It came out. This Blu-ray came out in 2012. It's a real cool movie. It's like an 80s movie, and these two kids are like in love, and they run away. It's a real cool. I'm not saying kids, but teenagers and stuff. I think it's just a real good movie. I had never heard of it. I remember buying this when I think Firstborn and this came out around the same time because I bought them, I think, together.
Yeah.
And it just had a real cool cover. And I knew, I was like, oh, this looks like something to be up my alley. And sure enough, it was. And I think I've only seen it like twice. Virginia Madsen's in it. But definitely one I don't see coming out anytime soon. And it's definitely a cool one. So if you guys can get your hands on that, I definitely recommend it because I just don't know if it's popular enough to get a re-release anytime soon.
Yeah, it's got Craig Sheffer in it too.
So very, very cool. Cool movie. This is another early one too, and I don't know. I guess it could probably get released again. If I was Scream Factory, I'd be on it, to be honest. And that's Witchboard 2.
Oh yeah. The Devil's Doorway or whatever. Yeah.
Amy Dolan's. Again, if Kino's got everything, I can see them doing this. If not, if I was Scream Factory and I still owned the rights to Witchboard, I would probably try to snag this and maybe do some kind of like box set where you get all three. But who knows what the deal was with part 3. But I think they need to pull moves like that, man. I think at this point, Scream Factory needs to make some moves and be like, oh, you know what? We're going to give you a 4K of Witchboard, but we're also going to add Witchboard 2 and 3, and we're going to do a little box set like they kind of did with Amityville or something.
This one actually has some good bonus features on it too, from what I remember. Featurette and deleted scenes and stuff.
Oh yeah, it says that behind the scenes featurette, which is rare because I don't feel like Olive did a ton of special features. Like that wasn't really their thing. So to get something with them, I think is definitely cool. Yeah, because I'm looking at the back of these now and there's not much of anything. I didn't know this before. I know there are people who say that, but I don't see it. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I think Witchboard is a fantastic.
Tawny Katane.
Oh yeah. We were just talking about that MG. That was the one I had. That was one of the first releases I got. But again, I'm pretty sure I got a Kino 4K. Did they release that, right?
They did the remake. I don't think they did that one that you're talking about.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe Olive did it. Maybe they re-released it. I just feel like I know I sold it, and I don't know why I would have sold it if I wasn't upgrading it. Unless I thought it was the original that Kino did, and I sold the original. I could have done that.
You might have.
I don't know. All right, this next one I highly doubt is ever going to be released again, in my opinion. And it's freaking insane, and I think that everybody should at least see it. And that's a wild movie called Roar. Now, have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Dude, you got to find it. It's basically about... okay, so this has special features, the making of Roar, all this other stuff. So basically, it's about a family, and there is somebody big in this. Who's in this?
Melanie Griffith.
Yeah, Tippi Hedren's in this.
Yeah.
Dude, they go and they have real like live wild animals like tigers and lions, and they're like so many people got hurt making this movie because they just like fought the lions and stuff, and like The lions are like biting each other and like scratching the actors and stuff. It's insane.
Were they like living in the house with the lions and stuff?
Yes. Yes. So I recommend everybody getting this because I just don't know if this is something that's ever going to come out again, because I think this might have been like the only way to get this in general. Like it seemed like when this came out, it was like, you know, they found the footage or whatever of a movie that was never supposed to be seen kind of thing. I think that's how they promoted it. And if you want to check out the trailer, man, that's going to tell you everything. So I recommend Roar. I don't know if we're going to see that anytime soon. But I just recommend at least look at the trailer, and I guarantee after you see that trailer, you're going to be like, I need to see this movie. It's wild.
Yeah, I want to check that one out.
And this is a cool one. Night Game.
Don't have that one either. You got
Roy Schneider.
Yeah, you got a lot I don't have, and vice versa.
Are you taking notes? Because I might have to take some notes when it's your turn, man.
Yeah.
Night Game, guys, pretty cool. It's like a thriller. It's almost like a whodunit type thing, and it, you know, there's a lot of baseball elements to it. Like it takes place like in a baseball field and all this stuff. So really cool. Roy Schneider in this one. Pretty sure it's an 80s flick, 89. Yeah. So definitely. And Basement Blues Tony says special features for Roar are amazing. There you go, Joe. He says, will the rights of the first one go back to Paramount and then release it? You know, I don't know. I'm assuming they probably have bigger fish to fry than Firstborn, but I mean, hey, who knows? Oh, there's Mel. What's up, Mel? What up, kid? Go check out Mel. She just hit 2K subs over there. And by the way, go check out Brian Goes Blues channel over there. He's got everything going on over there. Guy sees more movies than I do at the theater, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
dude, I go to the theater like twice a year.
Well, you just got the subscription, so I mean, it's a, you know,
you kind of have to at this point.
It's like $20 a month for up to 12 movies a month if you want to see them.
For $20?
Yeah, yeah.
That's you can see wild, dude.
You can see three movies a week is your limit. So,
wow, that is crazy. That is definitely worth it. Holy crap! I mean, dude, for the whole year, you're pretty much like you could get. That's insane. Like I think the amount of times I go to the movies is like you could have seen. Like I said, I go like 3 times a year.
I'd probably go so much.
That's awesome though. That's a great deal. All right, this was one that was in my I'm gonna sell pile because for some reason I didn't even have this. It's still sealed because I had the Arrow edition, and I bought this just because I love the movie so much, and then it just got re-released somewhere. You can help me. Somebody else just re-released it because MVD did, and that's Last American Virgin.
Nice.
Now this is still sealed. I was like, I'm gonna sell it. Now I might keep it. I just love this movie so much.
Yeah. I never had that version. I always had the Arrow version from the UK,
and
then I have the MVD one now. But I'm keeping both of those. I love that movie.
Oh man, it's so good. Guys, if you aren't familiar with this movie, I'd say get it. Don't worry about this edition because there's so many other ones out there. MVD just put out one. It's fine. Pretty much probably the same transfer. Like I said, I didn't open this because I was watching the Arrow one for so long.
That one, the Olive one, has the better transfer, and the Arrow one had all the features. So the MVD one has the Olive transfer and the features from the Arrow, and they put it together. So
you got the best of both worlds then.
The MVD is the best of both worlds, yeah.
That's great news then. Yeah, I would definitely get that if you have not seen it for sure. Yeah, TJ, I see you. I could have made the mistake for some reason because I did sell my original one, and I don't know if I bought that or if I bought. I don't know where I would have gotten it.
Might have to rebuy it.
This is definitely one that someone like Screen Factory should put out. Do I think Kino, if they have it, are going to put out? Probably. And that's Night of the Demons 2.
Yeah.
Which I think was an early release for them as well.
Yeah, it was.
This came out 2013. So again, if I was Scream Factory and I had access to this, knowing that I'm going to probably put Night of the Demons out in 4K, which I think has already kind of been announced. How cool would it be to get a full box set with all three of them in there? That'd be sick.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's something like that's things that they need to be thinking about. Like make these upgrades worth it. Like don't just give me Night of the Demons and be like, oh, let's get the original cover art and everything else is the same. Like, no, like get this one, pay Kino if you have to, get the third one, which is like, right? Like throw a box around it and say, boom, here you go, 4K box set. Like that's minimal work, minimal effort, maximum results, in my opinion.
Yeah, the third one's never been released on Blue at all.
No, I just still have that like dinky old DVD that was like, I don't even know what company put the thing out. Here's a face and a name of somebody who I haven't seen in a long time. Stone Gassman is here. What's up, dude? Yeah, man. They never put extras on this. Well, we're going through library now. They do have some with extras though. They do, but not most of the time. But again, we're just kind of trying to see if a lot of these are going to get upgrades or these are going to be kind of lost in the shuffle in time, because they put out some ones that hadn't seen the light of day since DVD, since VHS. Dude. Yeah. I talk about this movie all the time, man. If you go back, I did a rad recommendation episode on Run because I love it so much. And that's another one that hasn't seen the light of day since VHS and Laserdisc. And it's a crime that it hasn't. I don't know why, because I think it was like, it did decent in the theater. I think it came out like 90. Patrick Dempsey and what's her name there? The one that was just in Secret Admirer.
Kelly Preston.
Yeah. It's super. It's action packed, and it needs a better one. All right. I hope you have this, Brian, because this is like a favorite of mine, and I'm sure it's probably going to get re-released. But if people haven't seen it or don't have it, I recommend it. And it might be lame to some, but I love Roller Boogie. Oh, yeah. I'm a big Linda Blair fan, huge Linda Blair guy. This is a great movie. It really, really is. I don't know what you think about it, Brian.
I think it's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I like all.
Do you think this is something they're gonna go after quickly, or you think this is gonna be like, we're gonna have to wait on this for a little bit?
You know, I don't know, because it's also another 20th Century Fox / MGM title, so you don't know who owns it at this point. Well,
Stone just put me in my place because he actually said Run bombed. Whoops. Sorry. But it's definitely cool, though. It's definitely cool.
Directed by Mark Lester, who directed Class of 1984.
Oh, yeah. He did what? Roller Boogie?
Yeah, and Commando.
Ah, that's right. I recommend Roller Boogie, guys. If you're right, what's in a name? It could be an issue with a re-release because of rights issues with music, for sure. I totally agree. So I would say search it out. Find Roller Boogie, snag it if it's still available.
Yeah.
We got to get hustling here. All right. Next one. Another good one. It took a while for this thing to get, I think, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it had a DVD. I didn't own it, though. Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
Anthony Michael Hall.
I had it on DVD.
So it did have a DVD. Okay. Yeah. I think this was the first time I'd ever owned it. Cool movie. He's like a football star or whatever. I think this is just real cool. I could see this probably getting a Kino treatment.
Got Paul Gleason and Jennifer Tilly in here.
Oh yeah, who else? Uma Thurman, I think, right?
Yep. Robert Downey Jr.
Another all-star cast, guys. Was this the movie that was Jim McMahon in this for a minute?
Yeah.
Was that this movie?
Yeah.
He was, yeah. That was awesome. I love that guy. Let me see. Stone says, cool, shout out for Roller Boogie. Yeah, seen all of those movies. I actually like the one of my tweets. I declared Born Innocent's good. Even that other one is a good one. That one that Scream Factory did, which I was happy to see that, like, what was it called? Like something about 16 or something. You know that one where she was like an alcoholic?
Sarah T, Portrait of a Teenage Alcoholic.
Yeah, that's a cool movie too that they put out from her. That's a crime that Out of Bounds does not have a physical media release. I don't even think I think it's only has still a VHS, I believe. Crime, man. That's a great movie. And I think it's really readily available on Tubi and streaming and stuff on a regular basis. But I agree. I think that is one. And you know who else is in that is I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, the chick from Jenny Wright from Near Dark. I think she's in that. I could be wrong though. Have you ever seen Out of Bounds, Brian?
No, I haven't seen it. Heard of it though. I've seen the cover.
Yeah, it's like a really 80s looking cover. I recommend definitely checking that out for sure. All right, we already talked about this one. I did not upgrade this yet, but I will. Kino is the type of label that I don't do a lot of day ones because their sales are so good. And to me, I don't care about Kino slipcovers. So if I don't get it, I don't get it. So I don't really jump on a lot day one. I usually wait because their sales are so great. And I haven't got this, but I will. And it's Stone Cold because I love this movie.
Yeah.
You said you just sold this one?
Yeah, I sold that one.
And you said the new release is better, right? Because it upgraded scale.
Upgrade scan and a couple new interviews in there.
Yeah, this doesn't have any special features either, but definitely cool movie. Go get it from Kino next time they have a sale. All right. Another cool one. It's been a while since I've seen this, though. Dangerously Close.
Oh, yeah. I do have that one somewhere. There it is.
86 it came out. It's kind of like I'm trying to remember. A lot of these movies kind of all feel the same. It's kind of like those like action thrillers, teen thrillers, or whatever.
Yeah, this is the same director that did that Alien from LA, Vinegar Syndrome. Albert.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Nice. I recommend it. I don't know enough about this. I don't remember much about this to say if I think it's coming quick or not. But
that's got Michelle Pfeiffer's sister in it, Dee Dee Pfeiffer.
But I agree that this is a good one.
What was Dee Dee Pfeiffer in the All Nighter from Kino?
Oh, that she is in that, huh? That's a good one, dude. Yeah. That's a good one. Let me see. All right, this next one is a must, guys. A must. And I'm going to do a plug, too, when I do it. This is Thrashing. Josh Brolin. You get Brooke McCarter in this as well from The Lost Boys. He didn't do a lot after The Lost Boys, and this is one that he's in. This might have been before Lost Boys. When did this come out? 86. So the year before. They were probably filming Lost Boys when this came out. But Brooke McCarter's in this. Brolin's in this. It's an awesome movie. It's about skateboarding. No, yeah, rollerblading, skateboarding, yeah.
Skateboarding, yeah.
It's awesome. I love it. I do think this will probably get released. I think Robert Russell's in this too, right?
Yeah, and Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks.
Yeah. I think we'll see this again. I love this movie, and I'm going to do a plug and say, in a couple weeks, the next Radpack show is going to be called Radpack Extreme, and we're going to talk about thrashing in that show. So cool. I want to make sure we're gonna rewatch this very, very soon. And Wet Movie 1 is in the house. What did he say over here? I just saw him pop in. What does he got? Just to come by and say, you fies or guys, I guess, are rad to the max. I appreciate that.
Yes, Wet Movie. Appreciate that.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. His friend Tino is an extra in Thrashing. Great movie. And I agree. Gleam the Cube. It's a great movie. I don't know if I'd say, in my opinion, if I like it better, but it definitely needs an upgrade for sure.
So does Airborne too.
It does. I just bought that, dude, on DVD because for the show, I'd never seen it. So I just bought it on DVD, and I think maybe Warner did it or something.
Yeah, Warner Archive. So
I haven't watched it, but it's on my watch list because that's another one that's going to be in the Radpack episode is Gleaming the Cube as well. So yes, Sydney in the house. One of her Rad 9 was thrashing, and Wet Movie says he just put out his Rad 9. Nice, thanks, dude. I'll have to check it out. All right. I'm almost done my stack over here. We got to hustle. I don't remember this. I really don't. Breeders.
It was all right.
Talk to me, Brian. What do we got?
I do own it. It was an okay movie. Just kind of like an Alien, I don't know, ripoff. But I remember watching it one time, and it was just okay. It's something I probably won't keep forever. But
I don't remember it. It obviously didn't stick with me like Boogans did. Like the first time I saw Boogans was, I know I lied. I had a bootleg of it, or the VHS, I think, as well. But it stuck with me. This one did not, so I really don't remember it. But again, is this something that someone's going to put out? Might be a while.
Maybe a while. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Vinegar Syndrome down the line.
That's a good call for sure.
Yeah.
This one is a good one. It's hard to explain it. It feels, and I don't know the backstory of this movie, but it feels very Lifetime movie, which I love those movies, to be honest. Like a lot of those like old Lifetime 80s and 90s movies. And that's Love Letters with Jamie Lee Curtis.
I don't have that one either.
It's a pretty cool movie. It's basically, I'm trying to think how it works. It's either she's writing love letters to her teacher or her teacher's writing them to her. And it's kind of like a thriller. And it's something like, I feel like like I said, it would be something you would have seen on like a made for TV type movie. I don't know if this had any kind of, it said produced by Roger Corman. I don't know if this had any kind of like theatrical run. If anybody out there knows about this movie, you can let me know. It wasn't amazing. I think the trailer was probably a little better than the movie, but I think it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I would say I would recommend it.
Yeah.
I got two bangers. This was a big one, and this one is definitely getting a re-release. Teen Witch. What you're trying to tell me you don't have Teen Witch? You're trying
I do have Teen Witch, but it's a Scorpion one.
Oh. So
that's the Scorpion release there.
Wait, with this one?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I screwed up. Damn it. You're right. It was. You know what? The next one might be too. Oh no, how did this get mixed in there?
I don't know. I do own that.
Wait, maybe this Jamie Lee Curtis one is too. Yeah, shoot, it is.
Oh shit.
Am I grabbing the wrong one? Sorry guys. This one is Scorpion. Shoot. Thanks, Brian. You just you saved me here. So this one mixed in this batch for some reason. So this is Scorpion, and so isn't Teen Witch. Sorry. Teen Witch, Scorpion, but regardless, get it. This movie's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Awesome movie. All right, my last one is Olive. And it's Biodome, and I'm sure we're gonna see it again.
Oh yeah.
Midlevel says, "Don't test Brian." Yeah, Brian knows his stuff. He put me right in my place on that one.
I didn't mean to.
No, I'm glad you did, because if you didn't, someone else would have watched it on the replay. So better you than strangers. I don't know, Stone. I'm surprised I don't know this. Was Teen Witch supposedly the second Teen Wolf sequel? I don't know that information.
I don't know.
Of course I have. I love the Dirt Bike Kid.
Yeah.
And I have that Blu-ray from them as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's my stack. I'm done. That's all I own currently from Olive. And again, there are a couple that I have sold that maybe Brian will talk about, but none that I can remember offhand that I haven't talked about.
Yeah.
Here we go. I don't know my Scorpion from my Olive. They must have been mixed on the shelf, because I had all my Olives together. They must have been like the last two, because then it might have went to Scorpion, and I must have just snagged them by accident. All right, what we got, Brian? Let's smoke through this thing. I've got about 30 minutes before I gotta jump on S'more's channel.
I can blow through these real quick, really.
Let's talk about them.
So first one I have is one I always loved in high school, and it was Deuces Wild.
Oh yeah, I don't think I even own that.
All-star cast: Stephen Dorff, Brad Renfro, Fairuza Balk, Frankie Muniz, Baltazar Getty, Norman Reedus is in this one.
Man.
It's a great movie, like 50s Greasers type movie.
Yeah, I gotta take some
when I was like.
Now, what do you think, though? You think that's probably going to you're probably going to see the light of day again?
It might. I don't know. I haven't seen. Nobody talks about that movie anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, I feel like this could be a Criterion, because Jim Jarmusch has a lot of Criterion movies. That's Coffee and Cigarettes, and it's got like a huge cast as well. Like I don't even know, Steve Buscemi, Iggy Pop, Tom Waits, RZA and Jizza are in here. Bill Murray, Kate Blanchett, Jack White and Meg White are in here from White Stripes. But yeah, it's an all right movie. It's one of those that jumps around from conversation to conversation. This one I highly recommend. I don't know if this is going to get released anytime soon. Class with you're muted, Garrett.
All right, am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I love Class, man. I don't have that on Blu-ray. I need to pick that up though.
It's got early performance by John Cusack as well in here. Yeah, I
could see Kino probably throwing that one out.
Yeah, me too, but I don't know when.
Do you say that's out of print right now? Like, well, obviously, but you said is that another Olive that's hard to find?
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see this one anywhere really, and it's always back ordered on deep discounts. So 2016 release there though. This one's pretty cool too. I like this one. It's Blue City with Judd Nelson and Ali Sheedy.
I've never seen that.
No,
but that seems like, I mean, if it's got the that crew in there, I definitely want it.
Yeah, and it's is it directed by him? Let me see. No, it's written by Walter Hill though. It's directed by someone else, but Walter Hill wrote the screenplay. It's 86, 2015 all release. Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have this one, dude. The Babysitter, Alicia Silverstone.
I do have that, but where is it? What?
I don't know.
Did Screen Factory didn't put that out too, right? No.
They put out The Crush. That's it.
You know what? I do have Babysitter, but I think I have it on just DVD, I believe.
Yeah.
I know I have it, but I love that movie.
Yeah, it's good.
I actually think that's right on par with Crush.
Yeah. I watch them back to back. I haven't seen this one. I picked it up because it looked pretty good from the trailer. It's a Rosanna Arquette with Baby It's You. I don't know anything about this one.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
Vincent Spano. I don't know. 82.
What's up, Coco? Coco in the house.
This one I have seen, and it's kind of this one's kind of a period piece type movie. It's Downey Jr. and Kiefer Sutherland and Bruce Dern, 1969.
I never saw it, but I love Kiefer and Bruce, so I'm gonna write that right down.
It's from 88. So that one. You want me to keep flying like that?
Flying, man. We'll talk about certain ones if we need to, but yeah, I've got a couple good ones right here.
All right. So we got Phoebe Cates is in this next one. It's Shag, the movie.
Dude, no, I don't have that, and I've never seen it, but I love Phoebe Cates. She was like my 80s crush.
Bridget Fonda, Annabeth Gish. Nobody else I really know, but it's just one of those like 50s, kind of like a Hairspray meets Grease kind of movie. So if you like those kind of movies, there's some singing and dancing in there, but it's good.
All right.
Next one you'd probably like a lot too. It's called SFW with Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah, I have it on DVD. I never upgraded it, but
yeah,
I remember that was a big deal when that came out in the sense because the soundtrack was like this. I don't know if you remember, but that was a big deal. I don't know if it was like, I'm trying to think, was it Marilyn Manson might have been on it and all this other stuff?
Yeah, I think it has the one guy from Idle Hands, the metalhead neighbor. I think he's in this movie too.
Yeah, that was I think it had I don't know. For some reason, I feel like Marilyn Manson "Get Your Gun" was like the theme song for that movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's got Joey Lauren Adams in here and Jake Busey as well.
Nice. That could be one to upgrade for sure.
This one, not a lot of people talk about anymore, but it was fun when it came out. That's Saved with.
Yeah, I just bought that, man. Macaulay Culkin and Mandy Moore.
Peter Fugit, yeah.
I didn't even know it had a Blu-ray because we did the Culkin show. And I didn't have that one, so I bought it. I found it at like a thrift store for like $1 on DVD. Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get it." I didn't even know it had a Blu-ray, but that's cool.
Yeah, that one, Roller Boogie, we talked about. This is one I just liked as a kid. It's Rock-a-Doodle from Don Bluth.
Oh yeah, I was looking up some stuff and I saw that one. I said, you know what? I haven't seen that since I was a kid. I didn't even know that thing had a Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like that better than All Dogs Go to Heaven. Just my personal preference. All
Dogs Go to Heaven to me, like that's a hard watch for me still.
Yeah, it is.
I had the VHS as a kid, and I remember I wanted to put it in like the horror section because I was like, I don't want to watch this thing.
Next one is from '79. It's called Rich Kids. No one real famous in it, but it was an alright watch. John Lithgow's in it, and Terry Kaiser's in it. From Paul Dooley's in it also. Terry Kaiser from Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
This next one Tony recommended to me. I haven't watched it yet. Haven't even opened it. It's Return to Me with David Duchovny and Minnie Driver.
I never saw it either.
Tony said it's a good love story. From 2000.
Gotta listen to the Tony.
Yeah. This one I think it's directed by Danny DeVito. It's called The Ratings Game.
Yeah, never seen that either.
Pretty funny. Rhea Perlman's in here. George Wendt. It's got Kramer, Michael Richards. Next one I picked up recently is She Devil, Roseanne Barr and Meryl Streep.
I've never seen that movie either. You are killing me right now with all these titles.
1989.
Wow.
So it's like her first feature film. Roseanne
Tony's
Barr.
In the house. He says Return to Me is excellent.
Yeah, he loves that. Uptown Girls with Brittany Murphy, Dakota Fanning.
Don't have that.
2003. This one's from high school too. It's Ryan Phillippe and Antitrust.
Dude, I just watched that movie. I that was another one I found at the thrift store. I think maybe the same day I found Saved, I found that. And I was like, you know what? I don't own this, but the DVD. That's a cool movie, man.
Yeah, so I mean, some of the technology stuff doesn't really hold up as well these days, but I think it's a cool movie. Tim Robbins is good in it.
That was a cool movie. I just recently watched it for the first time, probably 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
Another one Tony recommended me it was Mermaids with Cher and Bob Hoskins and little Christina Ricci, Winona Ryder.
Dude, I love that movie. That was filmed near me, and there was one scene at like the pool or something like that where they filmed like at my high school. I was a little kid though when that came out, but one of the kids that I went to high school with is like an extra, like in the background of like that some scene at the pool or something like that. That's wild. But I have not seen that movie in ages.
I haven't seen it. This one I got for like $5 at the Hamilton Books. John Turturro directed this one called Romance and Cigarettes. Apparently it's a musical, but a Savage musical. It says it's got James Gandolfini, Susan Sarandon, Kate Winslet, Steve Buscemi, Bonnie Cannavale, Mandy Moore, Mary Louise Parker, Christopher Walken. It's got a stacked cast, but
that's cool. You're right, Tom. I am making my list.
This is from 2005. This one just came in the mail today because I found it online when I was looking at all stuff and just wanted it. Irreconcilable Differences with Drew Barrymore and Shelley Long and Ryan O'Neal.
Dude, I know that movie, but I don't own that at all. I don't think on anything.
Yeah, it's 1984.
Oh my god, I'm definitely buying that one.
I always like early Drew Barrymore stuff.
So don't I. So don't I. Yeah, for sure.
And we'll keep going.
Look at this guy. This guy's got so much.
We got Scott Baio and Willie Ames and Zapped.
Oh, I love Zapped. You know what? That I gotta get it. Do you think that's gonna get a new one?
If anything does, this probably will.
Yeah, that's been in my cart for so long, but I felt like when that came out, I had recently kind of gotten like a newer DVD of it, so I didn't get it. But that's an awesome movie, guys. I love.
Yeah, I want to see the sequel get released as well.
I have that. Is that of a DVD, right? Zapped Again or something?
No, Zapped Again's on DVD, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know I have them sitting next to each other on the shelf, yeah. That's an awesome movie, though.
This one doesn't get talked about much, and I really think it's cool. It's directed by Lucky McKee, the guy who did May, and that's The Woods with...
oh, yeah, I have that on DVD, too. Yeah.
It's got that girl, Agnes Bruckner, who was in Blood and Chocolate back in the day. And,
now, was there something to... I don't want to say, obviously I know Within the Woods is Evil Dead, but does that have any kind of reference to Evil Dead in it or something?
No, but Bruce Campbell's in it.
That's what I knew there was some kind of connection with that movie. Yeah. Okay. So Bruce Campbell is in it. Okay.
Yeah, he's in it.
I didn't know that had a Blu-ray. I had no idea. I have the old DVD still.
It's kind of like a girls' school witch kind of movie, a little bit.
Oh, wow. Everybody's saying Irreconcilable Differences is great. That's going to be like one of the first ones I snagged. Linda Blair's in Zap 2. Was she like a teacher, maybe? I don't remember that.
Could be. I haven't seen that one. This one was just okay. It's Michael Keaton and Gina Davis in Speechless. It has Christopher Reeve in here also. Ernie Hudson's in here. But it's from 94. It was just all right. This one I'm surprised you don't have. Sometimes they come back.
Oh, you know what? I have the DVD. I did not realize that was on Blu-ray. And before we did this, we were supposed to do this stream like beginning of the week, and I was looking up some stuff. And I'm like, maybe I can get some stuff shipped quick and I'll have it. And that was one where I'm like, whoa, like I can't believe I didn't have this. And I didn't pull the trigger on it. I need it for sure. I love that movie. I didn't realize it had a Blu-ray. That is one I think is definitely going to come back. And I would put the other ones with it, but that's a good movie, man.
The first one's the best one, but the sequels are pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
This one is just okay. It's called Sleep With Me with Craig Sheffer, Eric Stoltz, and Meg Tilly.
I don't have that, haven't seen it, but I'm a big Stoltz guy, so I'm interested in it.
Yeah, it's good. It's got some good Stoltz in there, but it's 94. This one's Ski School with
I love that movie.
Dean Cameron.
That didn't get a re-release, right? I always get those ski ones all mixed up.
No, this one didn't. It's from 91.
I have it on MGM then, probably still sitting somewhere.
Yeah, I think it had an MGM DVD. This is a cool one nobody talks about too. It's a Kirstie Alley sibling rivalry.
Nope, I never seen it.
Bill Pullman's in here. Carrie Fisher. Jamie Gertz is in here.
What? Lost Boys. A big Gertz guy.
Scott Bakula, Sam Elliott, Ed O'Neill. It's directed by Carl Reiner.
That's definitely on my list.
So 1990.
Sure.
You got Gertz is right there on the back.
Hell yeah. Star.
Yeah. And then all right. This is my last stack, really. This is an old Jack Nicholson hippie movie called Psych Out. It was just all right, kind of a trippy, hippie 70s, 68 actually. Bruce Dern's in that too.
I like Bruce.
Another Carl Reiner movie, The One and Only, with Henry Winkler playing as a wrestler.
What? Never seen that either.
Look at him on the back. He's hilarious looking.
Dude, that's sick. That's right up my alley right there.
Yeah.
It's right up my alley.
No, the demons we talked about. Ethan Hawke, Mystery Date. It's a fun one.
Never saw that either.
91.
Damn. I'm pulling out the deeps.
This one's great. This is basically the sequel to A Christmas Story. It's called My Summer Story. And it's got Charles Grodin, Kieran Culkin, and Mary Steenburgen. And it's basically the same characters from A Christmas Story, just playing by different actors. And it's got the same narrator as Christmas Story and everything.
How? I don't think I've ever seen that movie. I don't know how that passed me by.
I don't know. The big premise of this is there's a whole like top spinning tournament where they're spinning these tops and shit. I don't know.
Bro, that's I need that. Is that still available?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's
Holy crap.
Kieran Culkin plays Ralphie instead of what's his
Dude,
name?
I literally was today years old when I realized that existed.
Yeah,
and I mean, look at the font; it's the same.
Yeah, it's directed by Bob Clark too.
That is insane. I never even knew that was a thing.
Yeah,
wow.
It was also called "It Runs in the Family" is the alternate title of this, but it's good.
That is wild.
No one talks about it.
No, not at all.
Meteor Man, Robert Townsend.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yep.
I do not own that either. I might have a DVD, but definitely not on Blu-ray.
Got Eddie Griffin, James Earl Jones, and Bill Cosby in here too. Luther Vandross, Sinbad's in here. Naughty by Nature, Cypress Hill.
Sick. What was that? Is that 90s?
93.
Yeah, I remember when that was out.
We were talking about this one the other day, but I don't have the first one yet. But Mannequin 2 on the Move.
Yeah. So those are two that have been in my cart for a long time because I love those movies, but they were always expensive, I felt like, for olive titles. So I never pulled the trigger. But I did pull the trigger on, and I found like you might tell me it sucks, but I don't even know who put it out, but it was like a box set. It came with cards and all this other stuff. In my searches to purchase those, it was a box set, and it was them both in there, and it folded out, and there was like cards and stuff in there, and I was like, I'm just going to get this.
Never seen that.
I don't know who put it out, though. It might have been from overseas, maybe.
But it's Blu-ray?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, probably the same transfers. This one I had on DVD. Upgraded this one. It's called Making the Grave with Judd Nelson.
Oh, dude,
it's the one on the DVD cover. He had the graduation cap on and everything.
Yeah, for some reason I feel like I own that. I'm looking at the cover now, and I know the movie. I don't know, but I like that movie. It was okay. You know, it was one of those like later on kind of Rat Pack type of situation movies. There.
Yeah, it's 84.
Oh, that was that early.
Yeah, it was earlier than.
Oh wow, I thought that was a later one. I could be. Yeah, my bad.
Another Kirstie Alley fun movie with John Larroquette, Madhouse. This one has Dennis Miller in it also.
I remember that cover art from the video store.
Yeah. Trying to Be Good, we talked about. This one's really good, like coming of age kind of drama with Kathy Bates, A Home of Our Own. It's got Edward Furlong in here too.
Dude, I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, it's just about her raising a bunch of kids by herself. 93. Young Edward Furlong. Then we got Heartbreakers with Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, I love that movie. I didn't know that had a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm buying that.
You got like a list of like 30 titles about.
Yeah, I do actually. But what I'll do is I'm gonna get the ones that like I would never want to upgrade again. So like Heartbreakers, like that to me is one that I'll get that I'm like, if it's available, and be like, I don't need this in any other. I don't need a 4K of this or anything like that.
And this Tupac movie called Gang Related with James Belushi.
Never saw that one either.
No, Dennis Quaid's in here too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's from '97. And then they came out with these slasher video titles that were like, they called themselves the Martini Collection because
that was them.
Martini. Yeah, that was them.
I have some of those. Was that like
I know you have this. I know you have Killer Workout.
I do have Killer Workout. Oh, I didn't know that was Olive.
Yeah, it's made by Olive. That's why it's called Martini Entertainment, because olives are in Martini.
Oh, I was today's years old when I found that out too.
Killer Workout, and I didn't get the sequel to this, but Deadly Prey is the best one.
Mm-hmm.
The sequel I don't like that much. And then Man Killers.
That's cool. Is Shock 'em Dead part of that line?
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right, I have that as well. And do you know, I'm pretty positive Wet Movie's dad was in Shock 'em Dead. He was. I'm almost like 90% sure. If you're in the chat, Brennan, just confirm that with me. But I think that he was in one of those movies from that era, and I'm pretty sure it was Shock 'em Dead. But yeah, I didn't know that line was part of that, because I don't have Man Killers? I don't have that.
Yeah.
I have Deadly Prey 1 and 2. I have Killer Workout. Yeah.
They're called Slasher Video, but at the bottom it says Martini Entertainment.
Huh.
And then in the bottom it says a division of Olive Films.
That is funny. I didn't realize that. Oh, look at TJ's give me the bell. 8 minutes.
Yeah,
we're gonna start wrapping up. You got a lot of titles, man. That's awesome, dude. And then you had pretty much almost all the ones I had, plus that whole stack.
Yeah.
And I just made a list of like I can't even count, probably like 25 titles. And I'll just snag through these and figure out which ones I'd never want to upgrade again, and probably just see if they're still available. But guys, hopefully we were able to kind of give you some recommendations, show you our collections. Is there anything that you don't have that they did? I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there was anything I was like, I need that. I saw someone here mention Bound. I don't have that, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't have Bound.
That's the Jennifer Tilly one.
That has an Arrow release too.
Oh, it does?
Arrow UK.
I could have that maybe.
I think it's Arrow UK only though.
Oh, it is? Okay, yeah. So that would be one I definitely want. Zapped is one I definitely want to upgrade. It's been in my cart forever, but I have a feeling we're going to probably see that one from someone like Kino for sure. But hopefully you guys get some takeaways from tonight, and it does. It sucks to see some of these labels, go under. And Basement Blues' American Ninja films. Kino did those. Olive did those.
Yeah,
I like those movies. I think I only have the DVD still, but let me see. Yeah, I didn't know that. I knew there was a lot of American Ninjas. Somebody's asking, Jesse asked if I'm a fan of at close range. Yes. One False Move.
Yeah, it's coming out at the end of the month.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was gonna head out and maybe grab a couple Criterions this weekend during the sale if it's still going on, because I'm not a huge Criterion guy. So if anybody has any good recommendations, like I'll definitely grab something like that for sure. I do need Thelma and Louise is one I want to get.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple out there that I want to snag, but that I've kind of just been sitting on. But yeah, what Johnny's watching says there's a lot of Olive titles he had no idea existed. Yeah, but again, be mindful, because you would hate to spend all this money on a title and then in 2 months it come out from Kino.
Yeah,
you'd hate that. So I would really dissect what we talked about and figure out ones that you might want to grab soon. Like, again, I keep talking about Firstborn, but like we said, like we don't know if that's one that's going to be like on the radar anytime soon, because it didn't have a DVD before 2012, right? So that could be one that might be worth snagging. And I'm sure some of the ones like that he talked about here, like the one that Summer Story, maybe we could see it, but I'm surprised that I don't hear about that one enough.
Yeah.
Another one was definitely that one that he just got with
Irreconcilable Differences.
Yeah, like that's one I'm definitely gonna snag, because I don't see that coming out, number one, and number two, even if it does, I'll be fine with that version of it. So yeah, it's just, there was a couple other labels that went under recently from like overseas. Do you know what they were?
I know my friend Gizmo, our buddy there. It was one that was like really cheap over there. He was getting titles for like £10 or less.
Well, is it this one, Network?
Network was one of them, yeah.
Let's see.
There was something, I don't know, something like it was like a medieval type of name.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sad to see, but again, the physical media world is a tough one, guys. I said this all the time. I mean, if you're in it, you love it. I think at some points you think it's dying, and then some points you're like, oh wait, no way, this is strong as ever. Mm-hmm. You know, being in this collecting game for such a long time, you've seen like those ups and downs, and it feels like we're on an upswing just by everything getting released, and you're like, oh my god, this is crazy. But I don't know, is there internal writings on the wall where people are like, let's just release everything we got because we don't know what the next 3 years are going to look like? I mean, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something I think if you guys love physical media, get some of these titles, because if there becomes a day where you can't really get a lot of physical anymore, at least you know you have them. And we've already seen the way digital is, and things can come and go, and edited, right? Like I really don't think we've seen the last of that.
No.
I think that they're going to George Lucas a lot of movies, and then things like anything that we just showcased here are going to have a lot of value to specific people if you can't get them that way again.
Yeah.
So, but Brian, man, it was awesome having you on, especially because again, you're a real big collector. You've got a lot of stuff. You know a lot of stuff. And it's cool to finally get you on here.
Thanks for having me on.
To do this. I mean, hell yeah, you just gave me a lot of cool stuff, and these people watching a lot of cool stuff to check out. But guys, again, make sure you hit that like button if you were into what we talked about. Of course, anybody physical media lovers are going to like what we talked about today, because it's going to give you guys some ideas to think about and some things to buy. And we all know we love that. And guys, give Brian Goes Blue a sub. If you're coming in on a replay, I will have his links in the description below for you guys to check him out and what he's doing over there on the channel. Now, before we go, Brian, do you have anything else coming up on the channel that you can let these people know about?
Really just our movie trip review vlogs we have. Every time we go see a movie, we film it in our car and just tell you our instant review about that. We have a Spooky Empire, which is a horror convention in our area. I have a video to edit for that, to upload. And then we're going to do more of like the in the room videos. People like those a lot, like our Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday sale. I know we're pretty late on that, but we're going to do that soon. And just multiple room, like just showing off the shelves, those kind of videos. And another room tour is coming soon too. So
nice, man. I'm excited to see that room tour, to be honest, because like I said, you look behind him and I have a feeling that's not the whole shelf either. So
no, it's not. It's all around.
Yeah. So I'm actually dying to see. Have you ever done a room tour before? Or is this the first one?
No, we did one about 2 years ago. So.
Okay. So I'm really curious to kind of see what you got going on over there, because you have a lot of stuff, and he's a great collector. He knows his stuff, and he's got a lot, and he's been doing this a long time too. So guys, make sure to go give him a sub, check him out and what he's got going on over there. And Brian, thank you so much for coming on again. I appreciate it. And guys, if you're hanging around, head over to S'mores Indoors channel. I should be there in like 5 minutes over there. So guys, this is Garrett from Born to Be Rad, and like always, stay